What's good, brethren? What's good? Dr. BoA, man, in here. I just want to chop it up about a quick topic, man. This one won't be too long, but I just want to come in here and chop it up about something, man. The cat was telling me about how he had been with his children's mother, man, for about 10 years, and they were building to a certain point, and he said he hadn't been 100 with her. He had been lying and deceiving her and all of that, man, for a long period of time, and eventually she became fed up, and though they stayed together and continued to interact with one another sexually, he said he knew just as well as she knew that what was between them was gone, right? But I mean, they still cohabitated for a while, for a good little while. Like he said, they cohabitated for a while. Once the thrill was gone, they cohabitated for a while, probably for about 2 years after the thrill was gone. You know what I'm saying? So I looked at that, man, and so he was like, man, I was still just, I had really started, dealing with nobody else on a serious level, man, but he was like, man, like once we finally separated for real, like she just slid right into a relationship, and within like a year, man, she was married to the dude. And I said, man, you know what, man, that's a story that I've gotten, a similar story from many men that I talk to, man. Many men that I talk to feel that same way. But let me tell you something. I don't care how many children she has. A single mother is always going to bounce back. She's always going to bounce back. And there's a few reasons for that. You know what I'm saying? The number one reason is there is always some man who is hard up for sex. And he can get easy sex from some single mother somewhere. Am I saying all single mothers are easy sex? No, some single mothers still feel like they're above that. But what I am saying, I mean, whether they are or not, that's another topic, that's another discussion. But a man who is struggling to get sex from an attractive woman can find an attractive single mother and get sex from her. You understand? And that man then looks at that woman and starts creating these good qualities that she has and starts taking things into consideration that don't even have anything to do with him. Like, if you don't have children with a woman, you shouldn't be concerned about how great a mother she is unless you plan on having children with her. How great a mother she is totally irrelevant to you if the children aren't yours. But men will step in and they will take this and they'll brag about it to other people. You understand what I'm saying? They'll put themselves in a situation where they'll literally brag about how good a mother a woman is to somebody else's children. So there's always a man, and we call them beta male simp manginas, but there's always a quality man. I'm talking about a man who's got his stuff together. A man who's got a great career, got his own crib, got a few nice toys to play with, got a little money put up, got his debt under control, and that'll be the very man that'll end up being the bounce back for the single mother. And see, he doesn't even care. He's convinced that he can come in and fix whatever happened in the previous relationship with her children's father. He doesn't understand that there's nothing he could ever do to touch that. There are feelings that are there that are going to be there, but he doesn't care about that. He just feels like he's going to be the superhero to come in. See, there are too many superheroes out here. There are many cape-wearing superhero men out here who are going to step in and try to fulfill the dreams of that single mother. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if she has one child, if she has 3. You understand? I know a woman with 5 children who just got married to a man who doesn't have any children. Go figure. I say that again. I know a woman with 5 children who just got wifed up by a man who doesn't have any children. Let that sink in. You have to understand, man, that when you are in a situation with the mother of your children or your child's mother or however many children are present, she never is out of options. No matter what, she's never out of options. So when you find out that she just transitioned right into a scenario, You shouldn't be surprised, nor should you be upset, because this is just one of those things that's going to take place, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep in mind as a man that there are very few women who don't have multiple options. You understand? A woman who is a legitimate five on her best day has better and more options than a man who has his stuff together all across the board. I say again, a woman who is a solid 5 on her best day has more and better options than a man who is on top of his stuff, man, who has everything together, has everything going on. You understand? The best way to be, man, is to not allow yourself to become emotionally attached to a female. Now, does that mean you can't have emotions for her? No, that doesn't mean that. There's a huge void between having emotional feelings for a woman. You understand? Being fond of a woman and being attached to a woman. See what I'm saying? There's a huge difference. The majority of men don't know that not to cross that line. See, when you get to that line, you can't cross that line. You cross that line into emotional attachment. It's hard not to feel any emotion at all as a man. You understand? Professor MGTOW, I see you, brother. Salute to you, man. Appreciate the super chat. So you have to understand, man, that listen, a woman who has 50 bodies has options, multiple options. There is a man who can meet a woman who has 7 children by 7 men and will still marry her. I went to school with a chick like that, man. She has 7 children by 7 men, and she's married right now to a man who didn't father any of those children, and she can't provide any more children for him either. Think about that, man. You in the household taking care of 7 children that don't belong to you, and you can't even add your own to the mix. How crazy is that, man? But all of those men she had those children with probably didn't know that she still had a valuable option. And let me tell you, I'm not talking about some cat who ain't got nothing going on. I'm talking about a cat with a career who's paid enough to provide for her and those 7 children. These are the type of men that the single mother still has available to her. Why? Why, you ask? Because we live in a society where men are taught that doing beta male simp mangina activity makes you a man. That's why this big push to not use alpha and beta and simp and pimp and player and sucker, all these attempts to not use these definitive words, these descriptive terms to define men, is because men want to be left to their own devices to be able to do beta male simp mangina activity. You understand what I'm saying? Men want to be left to do whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do it, and not be called out for it. Another reason that single mothers always bounce back is because they play the sympathy card. When a single mother meets a man, she has this terrible story about how her children's father did her so badly, about how she was this perfect angel. She has all of these great, wonderful qualities that she probably doesn't really have, but she thinks she does. See, let me tell you something about a woman, man. She'll tell you how wonderful she is and how many terrific qualities she has, but she can't go to her past and find any man who will vouch for those qualities. She presents herself to you how she wants to be. And if she has a story, a sob story about how a man used to treat her bad and how he cheated on her, and and how he didn't spend time with her, and how he took all her money, and how he did all that, there's some beta man sitting there just gonna say, well, baby, don't worry about him, baby. I got you, baby. I'm gonna take care of you, baby. You're a sweet girl, baby. I love you, baby. You'll never have to worry about him again, baby. As a matter of fact, baby, call him right now, baby. Tell him you don't even need his money anymore, baby. I'll take care of little man myself, baby. Excuse me, man. That voice right there got a little beat. So, what I'm saying to you, man, is, and though I said that, man, in a funny voice, that's what these men say to these women, brother. That's what they say to them. You understand? That's the real definition of baby talk. That's what they say to him. So she knows this because she has friends who have multiple children, who are married to a man who doesn't have a child in the household. See what I'm saying? You got to understand this, brothers. Her options are never even limited. Her options aren't even. Look at Sierra. Look at Sierra, man. Sierra got knocked up by Future Hendrix. Future didn't even want to marry the bro. So she goes on to Russell Wilson. And now not only did he wipe her out, he's convinced that she's the girl she portrays herself to be right now. Let me tell you something that's real talk, man. There are plenty of women that want to be knocked down by a thug, man. They want to be knocked down by Ray Ray. Even educated Ray Ray like myself. Even educated thug. They just want some thug in it. But very few of these women want to marry a thug. You find me a woman who wants to marry a thug, that woman is hood as hell, man. Only a hood chick wants to marry a thug. Every woman want to get her back broke by a thug. Every woman want to taste a little thug passion, man. But when it come down to trying to build a life, very few women want to build a life with a thug, man. Think about it. Very few. That's why thugs have so many baby mamas. Because women realize that they don't want to build a life with a thug. Because once they have that baby, the thug ain't going to stop. He's still going to be knocking down other chicks. He's not geared to be, Mr. Right. He's Mr. Right now. And if you find a woman who's willing to marry, man, see, Future canceled that marriage. Future broke off that engagement. She didn't. She was fully prepared to go ahead and marry that man. So the role she's playing right now with Russell Wilson is just a role that these women play when they know they got a beta male simp mangina on the hook, man. Cats don't understand this, or they act like they don't understand it. So she pours that sob story. And then with her, it was easy for her because her story with Future was out in the open. Future's history of knocking down other chicks and always having another chick was out in the open. So he was able to say, you see? She was able to tell him, you see what I have to deal with? You see what I have to deal with? Yeah, he's embarrassing me. This is so embarrassing. That's why Russell Wilson stepped in and said, you know what? You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to deal with that man anymore. Bring that child over here. I'll father it as if I put it into you myself. We don't need any of his energy over here. As a matter of fact, see if you can keep him from seeing the child altogether. Let's go to court and fight. I'll adopt the baby. I don't have to be the pappy. I'll do it anyway. Because he ate up the sob story. You know what I'm saying? The sob story got put on that dude's mind, man. And he was like, man, she got done so bad. I love her so much. She's such a wonderful woman. He didn't know what he had. Yeah, he knew what he had, fool. That's why he didn't marry her. You understand? You have to ask yourself as a man, when you with a woman that has multiple children, especially multiple children by multiple men, there's one or two ways you can look at that. Either she ain't worthy of no long-term commitment and don't nobody want to wife her down, or she is a terrible and absolutely terrible judge of character. And there's one more possibility. Once a man got to know her, she never was who she presented herself as in the beginning. See what I'm saying? So you got to understand this, brother. You have to detach yourself, and this is a terrible way to look at it, man. You have to detach yourself from being emotionally involved with whatever the hell she has going on. You understand? You have to pull yourself out of that emotional space. You have to tell yourself that the feelings you have for her don't matter. They're not real. You got to understand the difference between what you feel and what's real. And what you feel ain't real, bro. Never. What you feel is never real. Those two things will never match. I promise you that. Throughout your life. If you're a young brother in here, man, what you feel will never be real. Ever. Real is always going to be the opposite of what the hell you feel. So if you think you're in love with a woman, man, in reality, it's the opposite. If you think a woman is in love with you, in reality, it's the opposite. You understand what I'm saying? If you feel that a woman loves you and she's loyal to you, it's the opposite, brothers. Anybody can play the role. See, me, I prefer a woman to play the role. I don't give a damn how she feels. I just want her to play the role. If she doesn't love me and revere me and all of that, she better be an Academy Award winning actress and damn sure act like it. I better be convinced that she is. See what I'm saying? Perception, brothers. Perception is the reality of life. Man, boy, he about to slam my brakes in the middle of the interstate. Come on, man, who does that? So we got to understand this, brothers, and this is the reality of it, man. Shout out to Ian Swagger, man. Appreciate the $5 super chat, man. We got to look at it like this, brothers. I truly believe that every man can possibly find himself in that situation. You understand? Because how many times have you met a woman and you didn't even know she had a child? You understand? Many moons ago, man, I met a chick, man, who, well, not that many moons ago, but, a while back, I met a chick, man, who had 3 children. Body was flawless. Couldn't even tell it by her body. Couldn't even tell it by the grip of that monkey either. But they didn't live with her. See what I'm saying? So because they didn't live with her, guess what she told me? She didn't have any children. You understand what I'm saying? She didn't have any children. I actually saw one of them, man. She told me it was her little brother. So I was like, damn, your mama still getting in like that? So yeah, my parents go. She had a whole story for it, brother. But see, it didn't bother me because I wasn't finna wife her down in that. But so when I tell you things about, man, how you have to, when you're dealing with women, the thing about, believe nothing you hear and only half of what you see, that has more to do with women than any other aspect of life, man. You got to understand, man, that women understand the nature of men better than men understand the nature of women. You see, we talking about female nature. We don't never hear women talking about male nature. You don't never hear them talking about male nature because they already know it like the back of their damn hand. They know it like the back of their hand. You understand what I'm saying? Let me tell you a post I saw from a nigga, man, who, and this is a real post. The post read, don't worry when she ghosts you. She went back to her baby daddy. But don't worry, they'll break up soon. I want y'all to think about what the hell I just said, man. I read a post. Somebody sent me this. And it read, don't get mad when she ghosts you. She went back to her baby daddy. But don't worry, they'll break up soon. And if you saw the amount of traction that this post garnered, man, it was crazy. It was crazy how these men were responding to this post, man. It's almost like it's the thing they had been waiting to hear. Like that they've been waiting to want to understand how they should feel when she goes back and forth between you and her baby daddy. When the baby daddy already know that she ain't never sex to him. Now sex on the baby mama. You know what I'm saying? Sex on the mother of his child. To him, their relationship is all about parenting. But he'll knock her down if she want it. For you, you're trying to build something with her. And basically, what you're going to do is wait till she get her baby dad out of the system enough where she don't flock to him and knock him down anymore. So you got to understand this, brothers. The crazy thing that we're dealing with out here in this particular society, man, is that single mothers always bounce back. No matter how many times you harp and tell a man, you're this for being a stepdad, yeah, they don't care. They don't feel that way about it. You can't convince a man who's okay with being in that scenario that something's wrong with being in it. Because he can always say, well, I'm a better man than the biological dad. He didn't stay around and take the woman's crap. You know what I'm saying? He decided that he was going to move on with his life, and just be a father and not even worry about trying to be with a mother. Me, I'm going to build a family. I think the homie SJ3, man, I'm going to share it on my story, man. But the homie SJ3 sent me a post, man, with this old dude. We're talking in the library, man. We're talking in the barbershop. And he was talking about how, man, his woman don't do nothing. She don't pay no bills. Her name ain't on no bill. Now, I can agree with that, her name not being on no bill in your crib. But he was like, she don't do nothing. I take care of everything. He said, I got to pay the cost to be the boss, which I agree with as well. If you pay the cost, you should be the boss. But this man was about 70 years old. At 70 years old, brother, you're dealing with a different breed of woman. You're dealing with something else out here. So you can't look down your nose at men who are dealing, especially dealing with millennial women. Man, let me tell you something. Millennial women, millennial single mothers are a different breed of animal. They're different. Listen, brothers, they believe that being a single mother makes them a better catch. Y'all ain't listening to me. They believe that being a single mother makes them a better catch. It gives them more value even to a man who has no children. That's why a millennial single mother would say she wants a man who doesn't have any children, but she has 2 or 3. Think about that, man. How logical is it to say I want a man who doesn't have any children when you got 2 or 3? Brother, I am moving further and further away from dealing with the millennial women, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're a different breed of animal, man. Like, they don't have, like, we know that women don't have a whole lot of logical thinking ability. You know what I'm saying? But the millennial single mother, hey man, she is the most delusional of the bunch. That woman is straight up delusional. Let me see, man. I just saw a super chat come up, man. Whoever that was on the super chat, brother, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. Let me see who that was, man. That was the brother Prodigal Son 75, man. I appreciate the super chat. I think somebody else sent one up there, man. Oh, that was N Swag. I got him. Hey, salute to the homie grown man business. I see you in here, GMB, man. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, man, full of confusion and delusion. You know what I'm saying? And you got to understand this, man. You still have men who are going to go in there and treat her like she's the best thing that ever happened. Gone are the days where men look at a woman and take stripes from off her, take points away from her, or whatever your grading mechanism is, because she has children. Men add stripes to a woman these days. They add stripes to her. She's an amazing woman. You understand what I'm saying? Let me tell you something, brothers. And this real talk right here, right now. And this is to the brothers who are in those situations, man, and having emotional issues accepting that situation. Having situation accepting that situation emotionally. You got to understand this, homie. When your children's mother moves on, you are going to be less needed. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to be less needed unless you are 100% active. You know, you still got to be picking up your kid from school. Like, you got to go in there and keep doing all of that stuff because you don't care about the woman. You got to detach yourself from the woman enough to still be in there and be active in your child's life the way you were before. If you have the freedom to do that. Now, if you got a job and things like that, you might not have the freedom to do that. But what I'm saying is this. And then you probably already had that job. So you got to understand this, man. You got to learn how to separate your fatherhood responsibilities from what you might have felt or what you might have thought you felt for that problem. That's the biggest obstacle that men face when trying to overcome that. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even fault your men for just falling all the way back for a while. If you got to fall all the way back for a while, man, and just be a financial provider, you got to do what you got to do to pull yourself together. You understand? You got to do what you got to do to pull yourself together. Any man that I talk to, any man that calls me, I make sure he knows that you got to do whatever you got to do to pull yourself together. If it means you got to disappear under a rock for a minute and just send a check, you got to do what you got to do to get yourself together. It's your job to get yourself together, man. You cannot handle any situation effectively if you don't have your mind right, if you don't have your spirit right. You can't do it, man. And you got to have your heart right, man. You can't be heartbroken about some broad and think you're going to go on, man, try to be in a normal interaction with her. It's foolishness, man. Do what you got to do. There's nothing wrong with a man being heartbroken, man. That simply means that you allowed yourself to become emotionally attached to a woman. You understand what I'm saying? That's all that means. You allowed yourself to become emotionally engulfed in a woman's emotional energy. And that's nothing wrong with that, brother. Many men do it. You're not by yourself. Many men do it. But it's not the end of your life. You got to understand that by the time, listen, the rules of breakup apply to your baby mama as well. Your child's mother, listen, she already had a man that was at the forefront of her options, who she was planning to move on with. As long as she could work her magic on him and bend him into shape. And once she does that, by the time you two really move on, she's already with that dude. They're already in a full-fledged relationship, man. I'm talking about full-fledged. Like, there are other people in her life that already know that they're together. See what I'm saying? So this is the problem with me. It's easy to break up with a woman. Well, easy to break up for most men. But I'm going to tell you like this. It's harder to break up with a woman when there's a child or children involved. Because instinctively, your fatherhood, your capacity for fatherhood comes into play. And you think about that. And it weighs on you. And it may bother you a bit. It may put you in a state of mind where you're like, man, you trying to figure out how to make this thing work. You trying to figure out how to do this thing, man, because this breakup means that you're not going to be in the household with your children anymore. And therefore, you find yourself feeling some kind of way because in your mind, the woman doesn't feel the same way. She's moved on. But what you got to understand, the children going to be in the house with her anyway, unless you fight to get them out of there. You know what I'm saying? Children going to be in the house with her anyway, unless you fight to get them out of there. So she ain't got to think about, her parenting capabilities. Hers going to be there anyway. When it's time to break up, you got to break up. I just put a video up, man, last week. Knowing when to break up. When you're a slave to your woman. And by slave, I mean an emotional slave. Knowing when to break up. You got to cut ties, man. Because while you thinking she needs you, your baby mama, man, your child's mother does not need you in her life. She'll need you in her life. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 niggas that'll jump right in. You understand? There's 7 niggas that'll jump right in. And you know what they'll do? They'll do everything in their power to win your children over. That's what you have to understand. This dude ain't just trying to be with the woman. He's trying to be with the family. So that's why she can bounce back, because she ain't just getting people that trying to just knock her down, which should be the case. She gets somebody, man, trying to wipe her up and come in and make a family out of her and those children. So he got to earn his weight, man. He going in there, he doing everything in his power. You see him hanging out, you see him at the bowling alley, you see him at the movie theater, you see him at the theme park, you see him on trips, you see him at the restaurant. He's doing everything in his power to assimilate himself into this family that he'll never fit in. It's all an act, man. It's all an act. It's all an act. You understand? Once the woman buys into the act, she's going to make sure the children buy into the act. You know what I'm saying? That's real. That's real, man. I was dealing with a chick once, man. She had a child, man. She was telling me, man, well, I don't know. I can't guarantee that, when I'm going to introduce you to my child. I said, shout out, I don't want to meet your child. So as soon as she thought she was telling me something, I said, shout out, I don't want to meet your child. What you talking about? I never told you I want to meet your child. She said, well, you never want to meet my child? I said, shout out, we ain't talking about never. We're talking about right now. Like, shit. I just met you. I don't want to meet your child. I don't want to meet your child. I don't want to meet your child father. I don't want to meet your mom and dad. I don't want to meet nobody right now. You talking about something. You talking about something else right now. The thought of meeting your child is not something I'm excited about. So if you were to tell me right now that, you know what? I think I should let you meet my child tonight. I'm like, I'm good, child. I'm good. Take him to his dad. I'm good. That's the reality of it, man. Hey, let me tell you something, man. And this is the reality of it. If you're going to knock the broad up today, man, if you're going to knock the broad up today, she had better have spent years proving her loyalty to you. Literally. I'm talking about consecutive years. I ain't talking about proving her loyalty to you for a little while, then y'all separate from each other, then she come back a few years. I'm talking about she had better been showing her loyalty to you for years, consecutively. She better have had proven herself to be no matter what. She know you. She know that you're gonna have other women. She know that her position in your life is what it is, and she has to be that. That's the only way. And due to the fact that most men have been lovey-dovey with all the women in their lives, most men don't have that. Other than that, man, stay away from that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got a woman well locked in now. I'm going to be honest with you now. That shit don't really apply to everybody, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? If you're a thoroughbred alpha motherfucker, then you know some of these rules and some of these things just don't apply to you, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the reality of it. The thoroughbred alpha man can get away with some things that everybody else can't get away with. And that's just the truth of the matter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can get away with some things that everybody else can't get away with because your hold on a woman is a stranglehold on her emotions. It's a stranglehold on her energy. That shit never dies. When you got that type of hold on a woman, nigga, you can't get rid of it even if you try to. You can't break that hold on a woman. Even if you try to, man, you can treat her bad as shit. You still can't break that hold. It's gonna get tighter. I'm telling you what I know, man. Any man that has that type of energy when he deals with women, man, or if he's ever had it dealing with any woman, it's different for you, man. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the reality of it. But for most men, for the overwhelming majority of men, that is not something that you want to do right now, man. It is not going to bode well for you, and it is not going to benefit you very much. You understand? Because you have to understand her interest in building with you doesn't have to be as strong as yours is in building with her. Because unlike you, if you and her separate, you got to fight to get the children. Then a woman is less likely, much less likely. Now women will tell you different, but I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell you the truth. A woman is much less likely to come into your life and fall right in line with your fucking children that live with you and just be their mama. She's less likely to. I'm just telling you what's real. And a woman will tell you that women are more likely to. Nah, that's fake. That's not real. That's not real at all. Because the majority of the time, the man don't even have the children living with him. So it's doing a visit. Of course, a woman can fake it till she make it, man, while your children just visiting. Even if they visiting for the summer, she can wrap her mind around the concept, okay, this is when they'll be gone. I ain't got to do this shit no more. And then she can come up off of it. But a man will step into a situation with a woman and step in and embody the fatherhood role. You understand? I know a cat, man, married a chick, man, with 4 children, man. All of them call him daddy. He wanted them to. He called them his children, and he literally made them call him daddy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest with you, brothers. My take on it is this: if you gotta just tell yourself you were a fool to put your seed in a woman who was so crooked and so absent-minded that she would allow another man to convince your children, to make your children, force your children to call him dad, then you, my friend, have the right in the eyes of man and God to fall the hell back and just provide financial support. See, you got men out here that'll tell you that you're supposed to fight through it all. You're supposed to fight through it all. You the one chose to have the children. They didn't actually be here. Now, they didn't actually be here, but you also got to accept the fact if you had your children with a damn fool. You know what I'm saying? Common sense rules don't apply when you're dealing with a fool. When you're dealing with a fool, there are no common sense rules. And that's the reality of it. You got to keep that in mind. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. And if that's what you got going on, you made a mistake with the quality of woman, the type of woman, and the level of woman that you should have put your seed in. You made that mistake, you got to own up to it. Your punishment for that mistake is this fool to let this other man tell your children that he they dad. And she coinciding with it. You understand? She's perpetuating that whole energy. And I tell you to save yourself emotionally, you might have to fall back, brother. Now, ain't nobody else gonna tell you this. They ain't got the balls to tell you this because they worry about what people gonna say. I'm gonna tell you what's real. You got a man who will fall into a situation and take over your family, or the family you left. Take over a woman's family. Take over her and those children. He'll take over. He's such a beta male simp mangina that he wants to remove the memory of you so he can feel more comfortable stepping into his beta male simp mangina position. Yeah, I know, man. I know. It's a terrible damn thing. I agree with you. It's some terrible shit I'm telling you right here. But it is what it is. It's the truth, man. Just another thing. There you go, man. Without a wedding ring, brothers. Without a ring, without nothing. Nothing that would signify that this man stepped in. Because let me tell you something about the single mother. She just wants a man to help her with them damn children. every day. See, you listen, man, let me tell you something. I've seen a man send his child's mother $5,000 a month, still buy all the school clothes, pay for the insurance. So he's providing medical care, giving her $5,000 a month. He's still buying all the clothes. And she was still complaining about how hard she got it as a single mother. She told this man to his face, I get tired of doing it all by myself. When she ain't doing it all by herself. But you know what she was complaining about? Having to deal with her own children on a daily basis. Not being able to take a break and go somewhere and hang out without her children because she always got to be there with her children. The single mother wants somebody to help her time-wise with them children. She wants to be able to go somewhere and not have to always find somebody to look after them. She wants you to be there so she can leave them there with you. See what I'm saying? That's how this goes. She wants him to be there so she can leave the children there with him. This man that she doesn't even really know that well. Think about it, man. You know how many stories I've heard, man, about women leaving their children with a man that they met and the children end up hurt? I know you've heard some of those stories, man. But she doesn't care about that. She only cares about having what assistance she needs with those children. And there's always a man willing to do it. That's why she can always bounce. And listen, even if she goes and has a child with that man, and then they break up, that man leaves her, guess what? She can still bounce back. I'm talking about bounce back. Iverson crossover, bounce back. Pop, pop, bounce back. She can do it, man. Old school Tim Hardaway crossover. Old school Isaiah Thomas crossover. And these are the type of things that you have to understand, man. Her bounce back, her snap back is real. The snap back for the single mother is real, homie. Boy, when I tell you it's real, man, that thing is real, brothers, and I ain't lying to you. I ain't making this up, man. I just want y'all to understand what you're dealing with out here, man, and keep in mind that she gonna always bounce back. You just gotta make sure you ain't the nigga she bounced back with. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta make sure you ain't the one that she bounces back with. Because she gonna bounce back. Trust me. She gonna bounce back. But is it gonna be you? Or is it gonna be him? And the bottom line is this, brothers. To the young brothers who've been having this conversation with me, man, there's 2 or 3 young brothers that I chopped it up with, man, that had this conversation with me. And to all the men that are listening right now, man, you got to understand, man. In this society, no one is out of options. And by options, now I don't mean any man. You can say any man is an option. No, I'm talking about options. Valuable options. Good options. Beneficial options. Options that she shouldn't even have in this society, man. And I'm telling you, this is what we're dealing with in this particular society. So think about that post. Don't sweat it. When she gets ghost on you. When she ghosts you, don't sweat it. Just take it on the chin, beta male, simp man, Jana. Don't sweat it. When she ghosts you, cool. She just went back to her baby dad. But don't worry. They'll break up soon. Now think about this. Don't worry. He'll cut her loose soon. And then you can have her all to yourself. See what I'm saying? And these are the type of men that go on to wife women with children by other men that either can't or aren't willing to give them a child of their own. You see, I look at a man totally differently. If he's with a woman who has children and she gives him a child, totally different. Now you got a child with them. I wouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. But if you do it, you understand? If you do it, that makes it a little bit better. But if you're in a situation, man, where there's children in the house and neither of them are yours, and you are happy in that situation, brother, that is a part of the way you live your life. You are pleased with that situation. You are proud of yourself for being in that scenario, because that's what a real man does. A real man overlooks those things. Any man in here that shuns a man who takes on a single mother, who can't have no children for him, you are dead wrong for stepping on that man's toes. You should never step on that man's toes. Let that man live his life and be who he's gonna be. He's a good man. You just ask her, she'll tell you. He's a good man. He's a good man. So who am I? Who are you to knock that man? Ken Wood, what's good, brother? I appreciate $10 super chat. Ken said, what up, Book? I see you rolling hard, hitting those corners. No doubt, brother, no doubt. So I'm going to tell you like this, brothers. I say this, man, and I say this in all sincerity. There are some great women, man, out here. Some great women. Great women out here. I think it was Ice Turner who was speaking on China White's panel the other day, man. There are some great women out here, man. Beautiful women. Great women. They got careers, man. They sweet, man. They nice. But they're single mothers. And in this particular society, that does diminish a woman's value to a quality man. Or it should. So I'm not saying that single mothers are terrible people. I'm not even saying they're terrible women. I'm not saying that there aren't any amazing women who are single mothers. I'm not saying that at all. Because I'm sure we all know some amazing women who are single mothers. I know some. You know, I know amazing women who are single mothers. I know women who are single mothers where if they weren't single mothers, man, then they would be on my team. You understand? They will be on my team beyond a shadow of a doubt. But the fact that they are means that being on my team is something they can't do. They can't hold that position because being on my team requires unwavering dedication to all things BoA. And if you have children, especially children by another man, you can't dedicate yourself to all things BoA the way that you must in order to be invited into the fold. You understand what I'm saying? So I say this in the closing, man. Every time you think about your baby mama, the mother of your children, your child's mother, whatever you want to call her, your ex-wife, whatever you want to call her, trust me, she has more value to the next man than she had to you. I say again, she has more value to the next man with your child than she had to you without your child. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me how. Because I ain't got a whole nother hour to break that down for you on this particular live stream, man. So, I want to say this to you, man. I appreciate everybody coming through. I really do. Let me see what's going on in this chat here, man. Give a few shots out, man. Particulars minded. How y'all serving? China White, what's good, shouted. Rizzel, Essel Stoic. Chris Ridley, what up, Rids? Hollywood, I see you, man. Quentin Knox, John Peter. Mr. Band Clap, Pharaoh G. Optimus Prime. GMB and Wood, I appreciate y'all working the wrenches, man. Mr. Pump Xavier. Who else we got in here, man? Let's see what we got. King George II. King George III. I don't know why I'm calling you the second home. R Banks 09, True Jackson. Yahweh was good, man. Silky, what up? Essel Stoic. Jet Omega is in the building. Ian Swagger for sure. Javaria, what up, homie? Amari Yahoo, what's up? Supreme Layla. Shaheem Layla, what up, man? All right, man, we're going to go ahead and slide on out this thing, man. Sound Mind, I see you. Prodigal Son, I see you. Akari Customs. Dion Covington, Black Torah. Drake, what up? Oreo 3 Motivation. Kobe Underdog, I see you, man. Monsoon, I see you. I almost say 2 of my friends with baby mothers and 3 children, all by different fathers. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. That ain't something you ain't gotta worry about me doing no shit like that, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna have. See, it's even different if a woman has all her children by one man. If a woman got 2 children by one man, she got 3 children by one man, it's different. She's still a single mother, but she's only got them all by one man. You ain't looking at a woman who's let 3 different men drop their seed all in her, man. Put a seed in her, had a baby with her. There's 3 different men's energy, man, that's been all up in her. I'm talking in the deepest way that a man's seed can be in a woman, can penetrate a woman's psyche, her physicality, her spirituality, her mentality. And she's not with either of those men. I have questions about that. And my questions about that can only be answered by those men. She can't tell me about it. I need to hear those men tell me, hey man, why didn't you stay with your child's mother? What was the problem? Why didn't you like your child's mother enough to stay with her? What was the problem? What happened to make you say, yeah, you got my child, but I'm not going to be with you? That's all I want to know, man. So, brothers, I see y'all tonight, man, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, man. Tonight, we will be talking about, maybe we'll get into some game about these females tonight, man. I got a couple of different topics I might talk about tonight, man. I'm going, and y'all will see it posted up, man. And I post up a post on the community tab, and I also put up the live stream title and all that, man, so y'all can know where I'm going with it. Anyway, man, we're gonna get on out of here, man. I appreciate everybody coming through. Appreciate my brother Rich, man. We're gonna appreciate all the super chats, man. We're gonna get on out of here, man. Peace.